Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, you can subscribe. If you are just joining this channel, I welcome you to this channel. You can subscribe to this channel for more content about scripts, about movie making, and for movies. Okay, and if you're a returning viewer, I welcome you once again. Now, my name is Omowumi Moyiloro. I'm a movie producer, a new movie producer, a beginner movie producer. Okay, I like to say that because that is actually true. I'm a beginner movie producer. I'm not ashamed of that. In fact, I'm happy I am starting. Now, I want to share some things with you. And when I'm here to share things with you, don't think you're here to get experience of 20 years. How old am I? Now, I want to share some things about screenwriting with you. Okay, what are facts about screenwriting? What are the things you need to know about screenwriting? If you want to know about screenwriting or you want to be a script writer, what are the things you need to know? Now, I'm not saying this from thousands of experience because I do not have much, but within the few years of working as a screenwriter, I'm sharing this with you. Now, one of the things you need to know as a screenwriter is that everything is a script. Like everything is an idea for your next script. That is what has worked for me for some years. Everything I see. Someone made a quote one day that be careful to share your experience with a script writer before you find your story in a movie. It's possible. Now, the thing about screenwriting is not that we don't know how to keep a secret. That doesn't mean we don't know how to keep a secret as screenwriters. We know how to keep a secret. But everything about you as a screenwriter is an idea for your next script, is an idea for your next project. So, whatever is happening around you, don't just overlook things, don't just let things go. You should be meticulous as a screenwriter. You should see ideas from everything around you. You should get ideas from everything around you. Now, one thing, this thing, they say things about artists, that artists are meticulous. You know, artists, people who draw things, who draw images of people or things. Now, they say this about artists, that artists are meticulous. They are people who give attention to details. Now, not only artists should give attention to details, I think screenwriters too should give attention to details. When things are going on around you, no matter the situation, I think it should be an idea for you in your next script. Because for someone like me, I find inspiration in everything around me. Everything around me. Before you do something in my presence, the next minute I'm gone thinking, how will this thing play out if we were to be shooting a movie with it? And a lot of people have done a lot of amazing things just by giving attention to things going on around them. A lot of people have gotten different movie ideas, script ideas that became a blockbuster just by giving attention to things around them. Take a look at a movie like Progressive Taylor, a Nia Lion movie. Like he said, he got the idea from the union his mom used to be. That is an idea. That is a movie idea. Now, another thing is one of the ways you can get better in screenwriting is consistency. Now, there is nothing in this life that you don't need consistency to be better at. I'm telling you, there is nothing in this life. Everything you do in this life, you have to be consistent with it. You have to be consistent. If you're not consistent with a thing, I'm telling you, forget it. And even if you don't forget it, the expertise you should have gained, the expertise you should have gained over the years, you will not gain the expertise. So, one of the ways of getting better in anything you are doing is consistency. If you are looking to become a better screenwriter, you need to be consistently writing. You need to be writing every day, if possible, every day, every day, every day. You need to be writing every day. Whatever career you're into, whether being an artist, being an actor, one thing about it is consistency is key. Now, take a look at this. Check check out all the movies you like. Now, go back to who their writers are. Go back to who their writers are, check their first writing. Now, if you take a look at their first writing, you will see that their current writing is much more better than their first writing. And that is to be an hint to you that the more you do something, the better you become at it. There's nothing you are doing. The more you do that thing, the better you become. The more you are consistent with that thing, the better you become at doing it. Even you, as a person, check some things that you've been doing for some years and check how better you are at it now. That is the power of consistency. So, when you are writing as a screenwriter, you have to be consistent. There is no giving up. there is no taking of break. Even if you want to take a break, you have to be consistent. And there are times when people say this thing that when they are going through difficult times, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything. They are just useless. As a screenwriter, for me, writing is a solace for me. I find solace in writing. Writing is a solace for me because when I am writing, it takes me out of my reality to the world of my imagination. Okay, you know when people say they get drunk so that they don't have to think about their problem. I think writing is that kind of comfort. Writing is that kind of comfort zone for me. So when I am is consistency. Consistency is the key to everything. Now, there is no career you are into that consistency doesn't make you better. When you do something every day, every time, you get to do it better. You become better at it. So, consistency is a thing. You have to learn to be consistent in your writing. Now, take a look at some writers, some of the popular writers that we have today anywhere in any part of the world, whether in Nigeria, in America, in England, in UK, in India. Take a look at these popular writers that we have today. Check their works on years ago. If you take a look at their works on years ago, you will notice that okay, those works they were outstanding, but what they are doing now is better than what they were doing then. So consistency made the difference. Doing one thing again and again and again makes you better at it. So, as a writer, you should be consistent with writing. You should write all the time. You should write, if possible, every day. Don't take a break from writing. Nobody gets better by taking a break. In fact, apart from writing, in every career, be it music, acting, or artist like drawing, or you know what is, or anything, doing it every time over and over again makes people better. So the same goes with writing too. If you are a writer or you're looking forward to be a writer, consistency is key. You cannot just afford to take a break from writing. Okay, sometimes people say that when they are going through hard times, they leave their hobby. Writing is not something you leave when you are going through hard time. In fact, I believe people should express themselves more when they are going through hard time. Writing should be an escape for you. Whether you are in a good mood or in a bad mood, you should write. Your mood should not dictate whether you should write or not. In fact, when you're in a bad mood, I think it's a good time to write. It's a good time to write. Sometimes it helps you to put your emotions into writing. Sometimes the books are just the best thing to speak to when you are going through hard times. Sometimes it's more easy to express yourself, the burden in writing. And the thing is, writing is an escape. I don't know for others, but for someone like me, writing is an escape for me. It helps me to escape from whatever I am going through. Okay, take for instance, when I am writing, I do not live in my reality. I live more in my imagination. Anytime I'm writing, I do not live in my reality. Most of my thoughts, most of the things going on in my mind, anytime I'm writing, is not my reality, is in my imagination. So difficult times, hard times are the best time to write. Are good time. Let me not say best time, but good times to write also. So having bad days is not an excuse not to write. In fact, it's an excuse to write more because it will help you to express yourself and it will be some sort of escape for you from your reality. So when you are writing, you're not living in your world like that. You are living in the world you are writing. You're living in the world you're writing. And sometimes you might even be seeing yourself as one of the characters you're writing about. So writing should be something you do consistently. You should learn to write every day, every time. There is no reason to take a break from writing. There's absolutely no reason. It does not make sense. Okay, to take a break from when you take a break from something and get back to it, to me, it's almost like you are picking it up from the scratch again. It's like you're starting afresh. So that is it. Taking a break from something, maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks, months. I even hear people take months break from writing. And when they get back to it, they don't even know how to organize a dialogue. So you shouldn't take a break from writing. Writing is not something you take a break from. It is something you do consistently, and the more you do it, the better you become. The more you do it, the better you become. So if you are looking forward to become a writer, consistency is key. It's what you should do every time. Do it every time. Write. Just write. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. Write every time. Write every day. That is how you become better at it. Take a look at people. People do not become better in a day. There is no career in this world that people get better in a day. The key to being perfect, the key to being outstanding in any career is just consistency. Even in the football world, take a look at the likes of Ronaldo, Messi. If they tell you stories of trainings, of being consistent in it. So there is no career in this world that consistency is not a key to it. And the same goes for writing. The more you write, the better you become. So just keep writing. Whether you think it is good or not, keep writing. Whether you think it makes sense or not, keep writing. Just write. You will not get better if you write today and you think it does not make sense and you just forget about it, let it go. No, that is not how to be better at something. You don't become better at something by just doing it for some times and you think you're not okay with it, then you just let it go. That is not how to become better. You become better at something by doing it every time, every day, every time, every day, every time. And before you know it, you start seeing the difference. Sometimes when I take a look at the script I wrote in 2019, I will be wondering, did I write this? Like, really, did I write this? Did I write this? Who did this? Where is this idea coming from? Why? Because times have passed. I've been better at it. I'm now better at it. And I'm sure that in a few years, when I see what I'm writing today, I'll be like, what were you thinking? So that is it about consistency. The more you do it, the better you become. The next one I would like to talk about is the next thing I would like to talk about is learning from others. Learn from others. Nobody is an island of knowledge. So get ideas from other people's work. I don't mean copyright. I don't mean pragmatism and plagiarism. That is not what I mean. Watch movies. When you watch movies, sometimes I see some writers that do not like watching movie. Hey, what kind of writer is that? Watch movies. Watch as many as possible movies. Watch as many as possible movies. Watch any movie as many as possible. And don't just watch to be entertained. No, don't watch to be entertained. Okay, watch movies to be entertained, but don't just watch movie for the primary purpose of being entertained. No, watch to be entertained. Watch to learn. You understand me? Watch to be entertained and watch to learn. When you are seeing movies, make sure you are learning something from that writer. Some writers like to watch movies to criticize. Some writers like to watch movies to find something bad to say about it. Though not all movies are good, fine. But don't watch movies with the primary purpose of criticism. Watch movie in order to be entertained and to learn because you're a writer too. So when you're watching a movie, whether a movie or a series, make sure you are learning something. Make sure you are getting something. So watch a movie to learn. For someone like me, when I'm watching a movie, no matter what the movie is, I'm learning something. Okay, take for example, a movie like Bridgerton. Bridgerton season 1 and 2. I learned a lot from watching that series. Now, one thing that happened in Bridgerton season 1, the main character, the guy, he does not want to have children. He does not want to procreate because of what his father did to him. He does not want to have children. That is the conflict of the story. Not siren and hair is the conflict of the story. Is the reason why he is who he is. Now, that aside, now the next thing is when the conflict was going to be settled, what happened? He eventually changed his mind and decided to get married. That was how they ended it. So the conflict of that series is that this man does not want to have children. He does not want to sire and heir because of what his father did to him. Now the resolution, the solution, the end of it was that he eventually decided to have children. After so many ups and downs, he decided to have children at the end. Now take a look at it, the conflict and the resolution. The conflict and the resolution. So while the conflict is going on, going on, going on, going on, going on, the center of it, the end of it was about fixing the conflict, the resolution, the conflict and the resolution, the conflict and the resolution. So while the conflict is going on, going on, going on, going on, going on, the center of it, the end of it was about fixing the conflict, the resolution. Take a look at Bridgerton season 2. You see the Bridgerton season 2. The main character, he wants to marry, he wants to have children, but he doesn't want to marry for love. He wants to marry, he wants to have children, but he doesn't want to marry for love. He does not want love to have a place in his marriage. Love is his problem. Marriage is not his own problem. Having children is not his own problem. In fact, he wanted to marry for the purpose of having children. But what he has issues with is that he does not want to marry for love. He doesn't want love to have a place in his marriage. So that is the conflict. He wants to marry, but not for love. He does not want a love match. Now, the resolution was that he finally married for love. And you will see how the emphasis was placed towards the end of the movie, how it was, the emphasis was shown